Hi everybody, I just wanted to give you a quick tutorial on how to make stickers at home. This is how I do it, and then I will also tell you which products and all I use in the end. So what we're going to do is I use Photoshop, and then I'm going to actually cut them also out on the Cricut, so I'll use those two programs. So in Photoshop I've created my graphic that I wanted to use. What I've already done is I've selected the whole image that I want, and you want to be doubly sure that you check that you don't have any missing pieces in here, because that's super annoying. So after that, we're going to press Control J, and it's going to create that in a new layer. And then we are going to hide that background layer, so we just have the one image. This just saves you time later in Cricut. You don't have to do it. Essentially all it is doing is removing the background, just like you can do in the Cricut. So that is all I'm doing. I'm going to export it real quick. Name it. There we go. Okay, so we're done here in Photoshop. I'm going to open the Cricut, and that is not what we're working on. So I'm going to create a new project, and we're going to upload this file. And I like to select complex, even if it's a very simple background. I like to select complex just so I can get the little fine details of everything. And we'll make this smaller so you can see, but see, it's already cut out. If you hadn't done this and you just had a plain white background, you could just select erase as usual, if that's what you wanted to do. So we're gonna press continue. And make sure you select print and cut, because if you're not printing and cutting, this is all you're going to get, just squares out of your sticker paper or circles out of your sticker paper. We want to actually print the image previously and then have the Cricut cut it. You can do it, completely separately, but this makes sure that your cuts are in the correct place and they're nice and pretty. So we're gonna upload this. My system's just a little tiny bit slow because we have terrible internet out here with Suddenlink. There we go, and it was also a very big image. So I'm going to alter the size of this. I don't want a big giant 14-inch sticker. So I'm going to change it to 3 inches. That's what most of my stickers are. And there we go. So what you need to do is, I'm going to fill my whole sheet up with these images so I can make a bunch at a time. So you just need to line them up nice and pretty. And that way you have them all available. Make sure you're leaving enough space between your stickers. Otherwise, you're going to end up with some wonky cuts, because the Cricut machine will go over this one, and then when it comes back through here, there's not enough, and the blade will rip, and so sometimes that ruins a complete sticker. Sometimes you can fix it, but it's best to just, oops, that's not what I meant to do. It's best to just give it enough space. So what I like to do is I like to just select the whole image and make sure there is enough that the space is good on these, the size of that, so I can print it on to my paper, because it will only print up to a certain amount. Even though it does have white space, it does need the machine will not print it. It just needs that extra. So to be sure, and to make sure it comes out this way, what I'm going to do is I'm going to now select group, and I'm going to attach them, and there it goes. No, that tells me that it's too big. So it's just a little too far across, because it says I need to reduce it to 6.75 by 9.25. We're at 9.18 and 6.76. So just barely. So I'm gonna squeeze these just a little bit tighter. So I'm gonna detach and ungroup and try to get them in a little bit tighter. Those all look good. It's still 0.76. I like to use the top corner to make sure I'm getting them nice and even. I'm just moving them around so they'll fit on the paper well. Let's try that. 0.25 and 6.63, so we're good. So group, attach, and we're going to select make. You don't have to do that step with the group and the attach, but if you don't, the Cricut might not use the paper very efficiently. So I like doing that step, but it is not required. And as you can see, there's this border, and that's unfortunate that all that sticker paper is going to be wasted, but you can put little stickers here in the middles if you want. We're going to go with nice easy cuts today, so we're just going to go with this, but you can do that. Now this will print out on your printer, this line right here. That is to help the Cricut calibrate so the cuts are right. So unfortunately it will use that ink. I need to connect my Cricut real quick. I was doing something else. Okay, so Cricut's connected. We're going to send it to the printer. And select my Cricut printer. I don't like to add this bleed because it will leave a dark line around your stickers. So you don't need to add the bleed. And then I like to use my system dialog because my printer doesn't always print at the best quality. So I'm going to select print so I can go in here and check. Again, I have to check my printer and go into preferences. And then I like the best quality. With my printer, this is the only way to not get lines on everything. If you're doing little things like just words and such, it's not a big deal, but to print nice art prints and things like that, it has to be on best quality. So yes, it does use more ink, but that's what we have to do. So I'm going to press OK, and I'm going to load paper into my printer. I use the HP Envy Photo 7855. So it is a good printer. I like it. It's just, it's very annoying with what you have to do to for it to do what you want it to do. But it is a good budget option when you're just starting out like me and you're waiting to save up for more, a more better one. So it will tell you here how to place the paper in. You can also look, like when you're printing regular things, if you place it like this and then it comes in and it's gonna fly up like that, and the print will be on the top. So I've got my paper. This is my online label sticker paper. This is matte and it is waterproof. I've double checked. You can tell which side's the top because this is nice and silky soft and the other side feels like paper. So I'm gonna stick that face down, load me up, and now I can select print. And this will just take 2 seconds. You can order that online label sticker paper through Amazon. It is a nice quiet printer. I know some that are quite loud. And this is an all-in-one. You can't really tell because my laptop's sitting on top of it, but it does have a scanner, which is nice for you if you know, you create art, you draw things, or you paint things, you can scan it in through it. Here we come. It is important. I'm gonna check these out. It is important that when you take this image that you remember which part is the top. This one's easy because it's got words on it and they're all straightforward. But if you don't, if you don't put it the straight way, then when you cut it on the Cricut, you will have problems. I have done that. I made a whole bunch of eggplants. They were all wonky and I wasn't paying attention enough to where the top was. And I printed them all completely wrong. This is hard to do one-handed. We're just going to stick it onto the Cricut mat. Nice and flat and losing a little bit of the sticky. Like I said, make sure which side's the top. So this is what we will feed into first. So I'm going to set it up here. I use light cardstock mode for these because they're nice simple cuts. You can use a custom mode if you have smaller intricate things and you'll use printable sticker paper. I use 2 separate modes because the light cardstock cuts very deeply. So it's I have found on small intricate stickers that it doesn't work as well, and it will either cut through things or tear them or wrinkle them all up and everything because it's a harder cut. But the printable sticker paper, while it works well, it doesn't necessarily always punch everything completely through. So you might have to punch everything out of the paper, which is fine. It's not a big deal, but that ensures that your little stickers are going to be okay. So I'm going to go back to light cardstock because we're using a nice, easy cut for this one. And we're going to apply a little pressure, press the button, and you double verify over there that it says light cardstock, and press the Cricut button. And we're off. Another good tip is to make sure that your Cricut, when it is set up, there is nothing behind it, because that will also affect your cuts because it can't roll through. And see, right now it's calibrating based on those lines that it's set up. So that takes a little longer than usual. It's not a big deal. You see, guys, the printer was much quieter than the Cricut. I like to have a big thick edge on all my stickers because sometimes the Cricut doesn't cut it perfect. So I like to be sure that I have enough edge for the Cricut to cut it that it won't look bad. Almost done. Trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell y'all. If you have any questions, absolutely be sure to comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can about that. This is not a complete, tutorial. It is just a quick overview of things I have picked up that are sometimes hard to figure out. I've watched several giant long videos just to find out this little information that I put in this video. And while they're all great, it's just, it took a lot of time. And now we're done. So push the button to eject it, and make sure that you bend your mat, not your paper. Okay. They're all nice and cut. Like I said, with the light cardstock, that's much better. You can use your fingers if you can get them off real good, or you can use your little spatula tool to gather around the edges. And this is hard one-handed, so I'm sorry for shakiness. But now we have our stickers. There we go. If you want, you can put a little slit on the back here to help customers peel those up. But otherwise, they are good to go. They are waterproof. I would give them a little more time to get, super, super dry, but they're fine now. They're not rubbing off or anything. People have complained that if you scratch them that it will come off, but that's a lot of things. So I wouldn't worry about that. Well, I hope that helped y'all. And like I said, if you have any questions or whatever, let me know down in the comments, okay? Have a great day.